Okay, here we are down at a spot on the coast where I can fly over the water safely, and I can, with spotters present, I can go 2.5 miles to the right as you're looking at the video, and about 1.5 miles to the left, which puts the tracker basically from one extreme to the other as far as antenna orientation. So one direction the antennas are facing pretty much north, the other direction they're facing pretty much south. And it's both the Virtual Pilot Sentinel with the Sharkbyte VRX and the Crosshair Extremes with the TrueRC XAirs, and the HDZero goggles using two VAS or Video Aerial Systems Bluebeam Ultra V2s and TrueRC XAir Mark IIs have pretty similar video for pretty close to 1 mile out, heading to the north. As you can see here, we just passed the mile marker, and it's pretty uneventful, pretty much crystal clear video for both systems, and the tracker seems to be tracking just fine. I popped my goggles off right at about this mark just to look at the tracker and confirm that it was pointing in the right direction, and it is. A couple minor little breakups here and there, but I always experience that down here. I think there's a lot of radar coming off the boats leaving the harbor, and the boats passing by, etc., offshore. So I think it's a pretty RF hot environment. This area right here, as I cross over the pier and start to approach the harbor, some pretty significant breakup on the Sentinel tracker feed. Remember, I'm flying the goggles right now and not the tracker feed. But we just crossed the 2 mile marker, and I start my turn back to home just before 2.5 miles out here over the boats, and then start heading back in the other direction. And all seems pretty uneventful up to this point. Some minor breakups, but nothing to panic about. Pretty good glitch right in there on the HDZero goggle side. It went full rainbow for a fraction of a second, but I can fly through that stuff normally. Out this far, I'm pretty much flying fixed throttle, and I've got my hand on the return to home switch. Couple good glitches there on both sides, goggles and tracker side. Nothing, I don't get panicked over that stuff. I've seen it enough. That's the beauty of the HDZero setup, is that it just gets continually worse until it goes full rainbow. But when it glitches in and out like that, you kind of get a feeling for when you're going to lose video feed completely, and none of these felt like that to me at all. Still 1 mile out here, heading back towards home, kind of skimming the top of the water. I'm probably 20 feet above the water at this point. I'm 14 feet below my launch point. and the video feed gets continually better as I get closer, obviously, but nothing eventful here. All right, just passing the perpendicular point. Basically, my launch point and where I'm flying from is directly to the left of what you see in the video. And now I'm going to head out towards that point, which is just about a mile the opposite direction from where we just came from. And see how it goes. All right, making the turn at the little bit past the mile mark here, and going to head back home, skimming the top of the ridge a little bit, and then dip down over the water. After reviewing this video a couple of times, I'm not convinced that a tracker is really necessary for this kind of flying. Left to right, predominantly out in front of you. Keep in mind that I'm always aware of where in space my plane is at, so I turn and face the plane while it's in the air with my goggles on, which is what allows me to kind of keep really good video going both directions with the goggles. But if I want to just sit down in my chair and not have to worry about facing the aircraft, the tracker makes a whole lot of sense. Let me know what you think. Up until this point, throughout the entire flight, the tracker has been able to stay within its yaw range. So right about here is where the tracker zeroed back around, reset itself, and as you can see in the video, I didn't lose any video. There was no glitch, no hiccup, no stutter whatsoever. It just zeroed back around, picked right back up where it left off, and if I were flying the tracker, the video would have been perfect right here. So there you have it, 9 miles in 9 minutes with almost 2.5 miles out, and the tracker did what it was supposed to do. HDZero goggles did what they were supposed to do.